This video is going to be the first one in a series that's going to follow the full upgrade from my current 60-tooth chain installation on the Brompton Interceptor to a dual chain made by H&H. This video is going to cover just the unboxing and the order details and specs of the new dual chainwheel set. I am putting links below. Make sure to always check the links, check out my shop. All of my materials are described below. Let's start with the unboxing because I already posted a video of this. This is what it looked like. It took a while for it to get here. They shipped it directly from Taiwan and it's remarkably light. I wouldn't say it's as light as a feather, but it's very light for two chain wheels. Plus it also has a guard on the outer wheel, which I was really looking forward to, because if you get a 60 or 70 tooth chain wheel, that's the new logo. H&H has changed their logo and it's a 54/33. So this is what it looks like. And I just wanted to say, if you get the 60 or even a 70 custom-made chain wheel, those do not come with a guard, and because they are so large, they are very likely to soil your pants. So with the current setup, I really did prefer to ride in shorts as much as possible, except that that's not going to work in cold weather riding. So this is the video I have done. I'm putting a link below. You can check it out for yourself. As far as the chain wheel is concerned, H&H is apparently a brand that's put out by Fantastic for Toys. I'm putting a link below. They have a website. I don't know if they own the other high-end brands, such as Joseph Cusack, for example. They have a link to it. I don't know if they actually own it. But H&H is seriously high quality. I have bought some no-name things that fell apart almost as soon as I got them. I also have some titanium stuff that actually did work. So you don't always need top-end brand name, but I think if you're getting something that's intricate, you have to go with the brand name, because otherwise it's just much more likely that you are going to get ripped off. This chain wheel you can get in black or silver. My preference was the black one because that just goes with my bike. I don't know the weight. I haven't weighed it, but and I don't really care about the weight, but the thing is, it is very light. Even though I don't really care, it's good to know that it's a pretty light and very nicely machined object. 54/33. So I'm going to be downgrading about 10% from the higher end. So my gear inches currently actually measured with a tape, they are 139 gear inches, and I will get back to that. That's going to come down to only 125. As you can see, the price is not too bad, $143 US, but you're going to pay more when you actually get it. And they also have a more mild 52/33 setup. I don't see why anybody would care to reduce it further by another 7 or 8%. This is the receipt. I was worried about the tariffs, and you can see that even though this was shipped from overseas, I got the package from Taiwan, and I had to pay a shipping charge of about 10%, which is, I think, okay. And I had to pay taxes to New York of the sales taxes here are about 9%, which is insane, but I bought it on eBay. I'm not sure where else you can buy it. I mean, obviously you can just go to their website. And maybe if I went there, but even then, New York is going to tax any package that comes in from another state. So I don't think I can escape this charge. I ended up paying about $170 in total. So this is not a cheap chain ring at all. I think when I bought the 62, that was $50 or $60, $1 a tooth basically in 2018 or 19. So this is fairly expensive. But this is brand name, and I'm just surprised at how light it is, even though it has 2 sprockets in it, not just one. I tried to find an image where it will show you the chain wheel installed with the chain on the smaller ring, but I just cannot find it. So my one concern is, how is tensioning going to work? Reducing the chain wheel from 60 to 54 by 10%, I believe, is going to require the removal of two pieces from the chain, and that's going to be the subject of a future video in this series. I will go step by step, and you will see the whole process. But the bottom line is, even if I have good tensioning here, how is the chain not going to come loose if I switch over to the 33? I understand that you can only fold the bike if you move the chain up here because of tensioning problems, which is fine. I have no problem switching over before folding. Now, I wanted to look at how my current and future gear inches would stack up against the best in the industry. So the first thing I was looking at was the Moulton speed, because it is possibly the fastest of the Moultons. They have a cheaper Moulton as well. This is the higher end Moulton speed. As you can see, the price is way up there. It's 12,500 British pounds. In US, that's going to be $18,000 to $20,000, something like that. So this is one of their premium bikes, a high-end Moulton. But on the other end, look at the gear inches. The sport version of it, which has a somewhat bigger chain wheel, a 5844 dual chain wheel, it's going to give you 108. I'm still going to get 125 after the upgrade, or downgrade if you want to call it that. Now, I asked the AI about the 3 fastest production bikes out there and their gear inches, the top gear inches. Apparently, the top machines are the BMC, a Specialized, and the Canyon. The BMC is insanely fast. It has 135 gear inches, but consider that I currently have 139. So the original build of the Brompton Interceptor was faster even than the fastest BMC bike, this guy. This is the fastest production bike currently on the market with 135 gear inches, still a hair strength behind where I am with my current Interceptor setup. Now, once I'm going to come down to 125, I'm going to be a good deal behind this one, but not in an earth-shaking way. I mean, we will see if I see anybody on the road that wants to race me, somebody who owns a BMC at this level. I don't know how much this bike costs, but I have the feeling it's not cheap. The other 2 top shelf bikes are only 127 gear inches. They are going to be just about on par with my new build. So I'm really not falling that far behind, in my opinion, as far as gear inches are concerned. But this is something we shall see. We shall see once I install it. I will show you the next video is going to be about what it looks like with the new dual chain wheel installed. And I will probably measure the actual gear inches as well, but that will only come after the chain is also modified. Unfortunately, modification of chain is the scarier part of this. Installing a chain wheel is really quite easy. It's made for the Brompton, so it fits right on. But as far as chains are concerned, I'm not used to installing or uninstalling them. At the same time, I recommend that you check out this website because they have so many nice things for Brompton. And this is all good quality stuff worth checking out. This is my first H&H product, so I'm really curious. Okay, this is it for the current video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the next one.
I'll be back.